Alright, in this vid, pretty much going to be doing a brake flush on my 2001 Volkswagen Jetta 1.8 turbo. Uh, it's a typical job. What you're going to be needing is just a couple bottles of brake fluid or one big bottle of brake fluid, brake cleaner, and the brake flush tool. I don't know what tool you're going to be using, but this is what I use. It's from Blue Point, of course, but we'll talk about that later. If you got any questions, just let me know in the comment section. First, what you want to do is you're going to locate your reservoir. Make sure you ain't got a lot of debris around it, nothing like that. If it's dirty, make sure it's clean because you don't want nothing on the outside getting in the inside. So go ahead, twist off the cap, and then some brake systems or reservoir cap come with the like a sensor on it connector. That'll stop you sometimes for it prevent you from getting the cap out all the way. So just if you want to remove it, if you want to finesse it out, or you can remove it like I did, just take it off and move it out the way. So that's what I did all together. Now inside the reservoir, we got a screen that filters debris, contamination, all of that stuff. I mean, more so just debris. I don't know why I said contamination. But if we looking at the inside, we can see how dirty and thick and cloudy and dark the brake fluid is. So you don't want that in your brake system. This is not good at all. You don't. Dirt is pretty much considered moisture in brake systems, so you don't want that in your brake system. So hooking up shop air, compressed air to the brake bleeder tool, and most brake bleeder tools work with it just suck. As long as it produces vacuum and it sucks, you're good. So mine's came with the straw. I don't know what you're using. Some people like to stick the whole hose in there. Me, I use a straw. Came with the straw. Or you can somehow go to some type of craft store or something, or hardware store, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can duplicate or replicate another straw, whatever. Figure it out. So I like to begin when I'm doing my brake flushes. I like to suck all the brake fluid out the reservoir, and you'll notice. Make sure you can see in your line. Sometimes it's like transparent. If it ain't old like mine, you can see the fluid passing out. But pretty much you want to drain it. You want to suck it completely dry. Suck it completely dry, like bone dry. And you're going to refill it again. And the reason I like to refill it again is because I like to make sure that I got like, I'm pretty much 2 cycles to me. The reservoir be cleaner than like 1 cycle. So, I mean, if you can understand how put those in those terms for you, but I just like to do it twice. Well, one cycle does not work. Another cycle, to me, it reassures it could be clean. And then on top of that, me crack open the bleeder lines and stuff, and that'll help make another cycle as well too. So do that twice, once, whatever's up to you, and you want to suck it out until it's completely, not completely dry, but you'll know when you can't pull fluid no more. You just be pulling vacuum the whole time or whatever. So turn the vacuum bleeder off, whatever you want to do. Some people leave it on. Me, I turn it off, and you want to top it off again, and you want to kind of like top it off, like kind of like almost overfill it. It doesn't matter because your level will be adjusting as you bleed out each caliper. So I like to fill it out till it's about to edge out, kind of. Then for me, depending on your car, it could be 10, it could be 11 millimeter wrench or a brake line wrench that you want to use, whatever. Put that onto the bleeder valve. I like to start from the right rear, farthest away from the reservoir. That's just common principles from when you bleeding brakes the manual way. You want to start from the farthest from the reservoir, whatever, right rear, and you want to make sure that you turn on the bleeder before you crack the line first. Don't crack the line and then turn the bleeder on. Crack the bleeder first, pull vacuum, and then crack the line. And, that's just me. That's just the proper way to do it. And pay attention to your line. I don't know if you can notice, but if you can see fluid passing through the line. Sometimes it'll come out fast. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll come out slow. Sometimes it'll spit out. Long as the reservoir level is going down, then fluid is coming out of that caliper. So go ahead and tighten it up, the bleeder screw. Before you tighten the bleeder screw, make sure don't turn off the bleeder first. Tighten the screw. Bleeder coat. Tighten the screw. And we on another side. It works the same way. Don't worry about the left rear, but just pay attention to what I'm saying. You want to create vacuum before you open the bleeder valve. I'm sorry, and then before you close the bleeder valve, you want to be still pulling vacuum. Your vacuum bleeder is the last thing that you should be done with or turning off or whatever. So never do one without the other first. When you're cracking open the bleeder valve, before you do that, make sure you pull and vacuum. And like I said again, once again, and before you closing the bleeder valve, make sure you still pull and vacuum, and then you turn off the bleeder vacuum. When you're doing this, always, constantly, I don't care how many times you got to do this. I'm working on the left front right now. I don't care how many times you constantly got to do this. Make sure you pay attention to the fluid level in a reservoir. Do not let the level get so low to the point where you draw then air at some point, at somehow, I don't know. Just don't let it go dry when you're cracking open the bleeder valves on the brake calipers or whatever. So I'm just going to show up quick and personal. You'll just see like the fluid passing out of the line. Like I said, yours could be coming out fast. It could be coming out slow. Some cars that come out fast, some cars that come out slow. Mine's is just coming out like this. It's just probably like spitting out or whatever. But long as your fluid level is decreasing in the brake masses, the brake reservoir, then you're good. The brake fluid reservoir. And like I said, I'm going to tighten it and then turn off the bleeder valve. And I'm pretty sure you guys can hear all of the, the vacuum noise in the background or whatever. So put on your caps if if yours came with a cap. If yours didn't come with a rubber cap for the bleeder valve, don't even worry about it. Take some brake cleaner. Make sure your level is at the correct level. Take some brake cleaner. Clean it. If you need help on adjusting levels, then doing a brake flush is just not for you. I don't know how you can't correctly adjust the brake fluid level. It's pretty much common sense. And a couple keystrokes in the Google search bar, you pretty much get answers. Or you can ask somebody who gives you just simple answers. So that was it. End of the video. I'm Leekautorepair. Now I hope I got like good, like the video was good enough for you to see like the fluid passing through like the brake hose or whatever. Like I said, you might get a fast flow, you might get a slow flow. Some cars I get it where it goes faster, some cars are just slower. The goal is you want fluid to be, coming out of like just the reservoir pretty much through the calipers. And you don't want to draw in no air. Do not hit the brakes. Do not do nothing. Do not touch the brake. If you got clutch, you got manual transmission, then most in Volkswagen, for me, they share the brake line. The brake system is the main brake system is shared in with the clutch slave cylinder pretty much. So you just pretty much, you can drain the reservoir dry, but don't let the system dry out completely in the calipers, or you will be bleeding everything. I mean everything all over again. And just if you bleeding out your clutch, then it's the same principles, just no different than your brake system or whatever. Maybe I can get a video of me bleeding out the clutch, but I feel like I don't want to touch that because it ain't nothing wrong with it or whatever. All we're doing is just showing you guys how to just flush the brake system. So I'm Leekautorepair. I'll highlight you guys. You got any questions? You got any comments, concerns, questions, whatever, something you don't like me, I don't care. Leave it in the comment section. Be sure to get to you. And I'm getting out of here. I'll highlight y'all.